Hi guys. Hey, I didn't have a cover last week. I didn't post anything, but I've got a new one coming out this week on Thursday or Friday. And in the meantime, something a little different. I'm going to do a review. And the review is of a wireless microphone. It's made by a company called Kimafun. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Kimafun. And it's a wireless mic that's made for trumpet or saxophone. So let's get into it. Let's take a look.
Alright, so let's see what we've got inside. This is the Kimafun Wireless microphone. Comes in a nice carrying case. And there's the two main elements. We've got a receiver. This is the receiver you're going to plug into your computer or a speaker if you're using a speaker. And it looks like an 1/8 inch jack. We've got 4 channels to choose from. I'm guessing 4 channels on this as well. Yep. There's the transmitter. Microphone. This is going to clip onto your trumpet or your saxophone. Feels really good. Pretty well made. Let's see what other goodies they've included. Looks like a dongle to... oh, this goes to iPhone. Okay. Charging cables. So you can charge the transmitter and the receiver. Another windscreen. A 1/4 inch jack. I'll bet you... let's see. Yep, you can modify. This is cool. Okay. So there's that. That's the way I'll probably be using it. And let's see, a USB dongle to go to your laptop. And of course, the manual. Whoops. So here's a little bit better view of the UHF transmitter. We'll plug these in and charge them up and be ready to go. There's the DC in on the side. There's a good view of the clip that you're going to attach to your trumpet or your saxophone. It's got a nice rubber pad on it. And here's my setup. I'm going to be using an M-Audio audio interface, and I've got the Kimafun receiver plugged into it. And it's all ready to go. The clip works really well, as you can see. It's not wobbly or anything. It grips the trumpet really nicely. Seems really secure. I'm really happy with that.
All right, so never having done a review before, I thought the most interesting thing to do might be to take the Kimafun microphone and compare it to other ones that I'm familiar with. So I'm going to compare the Kimafun Wireless to a Shure SM57, pretty standard mic. I use it in my jazz bands pretty frequently. And I'm going to also compare it to my USB microphone that I use, the Blue Yeti, the Premium Edition. And that's the microphone that I use in most of my videos, just so that you can see if there's a difference between those three. I don't know that it's a fair comparison because, of course, these are wired into the computer directly, and the Kimafun is wireless, so it's probably not a fair comparison in that regard, but it'll give you an idea of the quality versus a wired microphone for whatever that's worth. Wow, I've got to tell you, I'm really impressed with this microphone. It did a really nice job picking me up. And the only thing that I found that was a little strange, and it might be a setting that I have to tweak, is when I was in the upper register and I was tonguing and just messing around with it, I found that the beginning of the note, I almost felt like you could hear my tongue. And I'm guessing that maybe it's because I'm tonguing a little harder and it's almost just going through the metal and it's picking this up here. It's feeling that. I don't know. I'm going to experiment a little bit more with it. But overall, I thought the tone quality was pretty decent. It might not be quite as rich as the other microphones, but I thought it did a really good job. In fact, it works well enough that I'm going to commit to using this on a future video, maybe as soon as next week. I'd like to fool around with some of the settings and see if I can't get it to really work optimally for me. So if you're interested in a wireless microphone, this is one to definitely consider. Relatively inexpensive, and I'm pretty happy with it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.